Namaskaram. The South Indian is here. There are lots of events in history when we are sitting around, let's say in a setup like this, almost like you next to me and sitting. We always say, what if? Remember the partition? There are lots of theories. Of course, I didn't live through the partition, although I may look so old, but I didn't. But a lot of people always say, only if that had happened, if this had happened, and we keep talking about it, and sometimes we forget that it's only a hypothesis because the partition happened in 1947 and there were two nations and later of course three which came out of it, India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Something like that many experts feel is happening in our country right now. And this is what I believe, that one shall speak about this event for decades to come. And I will show you what it is. Let me turn to the camera. That's my camera for ladies and gentlemen, for you to see. This is it. Will the South accept Congress party skipping the Ram temple consecration? It's a very important question today. And like I was saying, turn to my camera, friendly camera, that we will speak about this event for decades to come. Because it's being said that this event may perhaps change the tide of Indian politics like no other. The Pran Pratishtha or consecration ceremony at Ayodhya's Ram Mandir is scheduled for 22nd January. There is hectic activity which is going on in Ayodhya, and many in the country are enthused that they shall witness the most awaited sight in the history of post-independent India. But the Congress has declined the invite. The top leaders, that is Mallikarjun, Kharge and Sonia Gandhi, and the party's Lok Sabha leader Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, who had received invitations for 22nd January grand event, declined it and issued a statement which said, and I am quoting that, it's their official statement. They say, Lord Ram is worshipped by millions in our country. Religion is a personal matter, but the RSS BJP have long made a political project of the temple in Ayodhya. The inauguration of the incomplete temple by the leaders of the BJP and the RSS has been obviously brought forward by electoral gain, while abiding by the 2019 Supreme Court judgment and honouring the sentiments of millions who revere Lord Ram. Shri Mallikarjun Kharge, Srimati Sonia Gandhi and Shri Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury have respectfully declined the invitation to what is clearly an RSS stroke BJP event. The emphasis on how the consecration is an RSS BJP event is not lost on anyone. For the BJP, this became a reason for labelling the Congress as soft Hindu, seasonal Hindu, and even there were some references, and surprised me, to how, not because of what it was said, but because of where all do they get references from, referring to how Jawaharlal Nehru never made any reference to the temple, unlike the Mahatma.
सोनिया कैसा आ सकता है, राहुल जी कैसा आ सकता है? हमेशा हिंदुओं के खिलाफ कांग्रेस निर्णय लिया है, देश को बंटवारा किया है ना, किसकी वजह से किया? हिंदुओं के खिलाफ बंटवारे किया, लाखों लोगों को कत्ल किया, करोड़ों लोग निर्वसित हो गया था उस समय। कारण कांग्रेस भी एक कारण है, केवल मुस्लिम लीग कारण नहीं है, कांग्रेस भी एक कारण है। आज राम मंदिर रामलला का प्राण प्रतिष्ठापन हो रहा है, उसको इन्विटेशन मिलने के बाद, इन्विटेशन मिलने के पहले हमको इन्विटेशन मिला नहीं, हमको इन्विटेशन मिला नहीं, राजनीति कर रहा है, ऐसा बोलता रहता था। इन्विटेशन मिला है, इन्विटेशन मिलने के बाद हम नहीं जाएंगे, हम नहीं जाएंगे।
It's a right decision. Every congressman has welcomed it because it is nothing to do with the religion. It is not a religious program. It is a political program. So not attending the RSS, BJP and Vishwa Hindu Parishad program, it's a right decision in a right direction also. Well, Bhagwan Sadbuddhi Bharatiya Janata Party को देना चाहिए, क्योंकि why means as a layman, what we have been taught when we were young is that Jagadguru Shankaracharyas are the head of Hindu religion. So when the head of Hindu religion, Shankaracharyas, are rejecting their invitation, do you mean to say that they are anti-Hindus? And BJP and the RSS are insulting the Jagadgurus of this country and who are the custodians of Hindu religion. And we need no certificate from BJP as what religion we belong to. And as far as the press release was clearly says that religion is purely a private affair, nothing to do with the politics. And mixing politics and the religion is very dangerous. That we have been saying for a long time.
Despite the Congress's initial questioning the presence of Prime Minister Modi, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Governor Anandiben Patel in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple on the day of the ceremony, the party was also very cautious. As it became very apparent, but why Chief Minister of Karnataka Siddaramaiah said on Sunday, and I am quoting him here, he said, "We are not against the issue of Ayodhya Ram Mandir. We are not against building a temple either. We are not against Ram Mandir. We are in favor of Ram Mandir." Sunday, Siddaramaiah says this, the kind of flip-flops. And then later, after many twists and turns, he said this, which is right there on your screens about how we respect the temple, but then he also spoke about what he thought once the Congress party declined the offer. Listen in.
See, we are not against Sri Ramchandra. We are all followers of Sri Ramchandra. We worship Sri Ramchandra. We have built Ram Mandiras in our villages. We are for Sri Ramchandra. But they are making politics out of this. They have built Ram Mandir, okay, no problem. But they are making politics. We are opposing politics.
For that matter, even D.K. Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, said how all were Hindus. He said we are all Hindus in the context of himself, and also when more than 30,000 temples in Karnataka are ready to synchronize in their prayers with Ayodhya on 22nd of January. So look at the flip-flop. Also at the last meeting of the India bloc, there were queries about creating a narrative for the Ram temple consecration ceremony. But then K.C. Venugopal apparently asked everyone to focus more on 2024 elections rather than the Ram temple. He said at that time, which was what, around 1.5 weeks ago, that there is enough time for the consecration. Little knowing perhaps that both are interconnected. There is no denying the fact that the bloc and parties are in a conundrum. For example, the Tamil Nadu government, look at it, which announced its readiness to assist any devotee from the state who wished to travel to Ayodhya for the inauguration. The Tamil Nadu Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Minister P.K. Sekhar Babu said, and I am quoting him here, "If any devotee wants to go to Ayodhya for the inauguration of Ram temple on 22nd January, I will convey their request to the CM. We are ready to help them." Ladies and gents, let us not forget what the Dravida Munnetra Kalagam's attitude towards Lord Rama is, was and always will be. But look at it again, they are saying we will help, you want to go, you go. Revanth Reddy, who promised to build 100 Rama temples if voted to power, is also kind of non-committal when it comes to the Ayodhya temple. The lone voice from the Congress was that of Arjun Modwadia, who also questioned the party's decision to turn down the temple invite, and he said, "Bhagavan Shri Ram is worshipped as God in India. This is a subject of trust and belief of people of India. The Indian National Congress should have stayed away from taking such a political decision." So, I am asking you today on the show, will the Congress declining the invite even impact South India? Many will say that, look, it is non-issue here, it does not matter. But then who knows? Maybe it will impact certain sections of society, maybe it will have a huge impact on 2024. Let us debate, and I am going to invite all the experts into my show. Dr. L. Hanumantaiah, who is a Congress MP from the Rajya Sabha, Suresh Kochatil, who is a political analyst, is also joining us. Vijay Grover, senior journalist and political analyst, is with us, and Professor Chambi Puranik, political analyst, is here with us. Let me first go to Dr. Hanumanthaiah. Dr. Hanumanthaiah, Namaskaram.
Namaskar, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
The Congress party seems to be extremely confused when it comes to a temple narrative. You know, a very senior journalist also wrote about it and said that the flip-flops are so many that now one has actually forgotten what someone said yesterday, today, this afternoon, and will say in the evening. The Congress really was caught unawares, wasn't it, Mr. Hanumanthaiah, so far as the narrative on Rama is concerned?
The Congress party is very clear in its thinking from the beginning and even today. They have taken a decision that we will not participate in the political agenda of the BJP, and it is not the real Rama temple inauguration. Point number one, when the temple is not yet completed in its construction, you are opening, what is the reason? Why Rama should be insulted in this way, that even without completion of the temple construction work, you are opening it before the elections? Is it not politically motivated? That is the question we are asking today. Number two, religion should be your personal thing. Bhakti is also in your personal. From Karnataka, there was a saint called Basavanna, who is a social reformer also. He always said, Bhakti is Antaranga, not Bahiranga. Antaranga is always your true Bhakti, not a Bhakti for showing, Bhakti for Adambar. See, that is what Basavanna said. When that is the case, the point of the Congress is, you should not mix religion.
Then why is it, I'm sorry to interject, Mr. Hanumanthaiah, very well taken your point on Basavanna, but then why is it, sir, that more than 30,000 temples have been asked to be ready and synchronized with prayers on 22nd of January when the Rama temple consecration happens in Karnataka, sir? There D.K. Shivakumar is saying, we are also Hindus, all the temples have been asked to synchronize their prayers, there will be, lighting of lamps, there will be mantras and slokas. I mean, that's kind of forked tongue, no? Anyway, I think we've lost our connection to Mr. Hanumanthaiah. We will get him back. Vijay Grover, will this impact the south of India at all, in the sense that the kind of, a lot of shock and lot of disbelief, a lot of criticism for them in the north, but in the south, tell me, how will this impact it? Because it's not about Ayodhya being in the north. Rama is, deeply revered across India. Please unmute yourself.
So that there's no doubt that this is the biggest political masterstroke that the BJP has got ahead of 2024 and will give it the edge to win the 2024 elections. There seems to be no doubt about it. But the fact that, by overdoing their credit sharing on this event, I would say, they're actually making even a common Hindu ask the question as to whose role is important in this. When you go back in history and you see it was Rajiv Gandhi who had given the permission to unlock the gates of the Ayodhya, the Babri Masjid at that time. And after that, the way the Congress never, capitalized it, the BJP has over the 30 years capitalized on the Babri Masjid and the Ayodhya issue and has today reached it to a point where it can walk away with credit on it. No doubt about it. But the Congress, I think so, has made a mistake somewhere by, publicly echoing its sentiment that, it's a political event and it doesn't want to be a part of the BJP's agenda. It may, be politically correct, but the messaging is wrong, and that is something which might impact the Congress in a big way, because, people will ask the question as to why you stayed away until unless the Congress leaders may comment by going there on the 23rd or the 24th.
Yeah, all right. So I have to take I'm sorry, but I have to take a break right now. I'm telling all my expert guests to please stay back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be back like in a jiffy, so don't go away.
Ram's Ayodhya rebuilt. Ram Lala's Pran Pratishtha. Countdown to January 22nd. Dateline Ayodhya. Catch the mega coverage only on News9 Live.
All right, the South Indian is here and this is what we are discussing. Will the South accept Congress skipping Ram temple consecration? And Vijay Grover started the debate. Of course, Dr. L. Hanumantaiah did, but we lost connection. Vijay says it will, it's a master stroke, he says. He says that, you know, the BJP will win 2024 perhaps because of that. Suresh, let me come to you. Suresh Kochatil, political analyst. Suresh, you know what? Many people will say it doesn't really matter because, you know, you look at it, Karnataka and Telangana already in the Congress's pocket. Kerala, it does not matter, you know, this Ram. This whole devotion towards Ram. Even in Tamil Nadu, apart from the DMK, which has said lots of things about Lord Rama, Ram Setu, etc. But, you know, even otherwise, the populace doesn't really, they say, are not attracted towards what they call gods like Ram and Krishna, but other gods. So, it doesn't really matter. We should not be hyperventilating. What will you say, Suresh?
Well, I think if you really know why Congress took this decision, just go back to what the Indian Union Muslim League said 3 weeks ago. What the Samata in Kerala, which is a wing of the IUML and even the Jamaat-e-Islami said, that Congress leaders should not participate in this function. They very clearly said that and they warned them, saying Rahul Gandhi's Wayanad seat is at stake. The problem was the communists have already decided that they will not participate. Sitaram Yechuri, who ironically has both Sita and Ram in his name, decided not to go. And that is understandable. So in Kerala, where the Congress won 19 of the 20 seats in the last Lok Sabha election and has of the 55 seats, 19 are from Kerala. This time, if the Congress makes a mistake of going to Ayodhya, it will lose out big time in Kerala, but remember it will lose out even bigger in states like Uttar Pradesh and other North Indian states, where anyway BJP has kind of have a stranglehold in terms of the Lok Sabha performance. Just to correct you, saying there's no impact on Telangana is wrong, because one of the biggest temples of Lord Ram is at Bhadrachalam. Big time sentiment in Telangana. BJP has 4 seats here, and Congress doesn't have many. And even in this election, Congress themselves admit that they're looking at 10 seats maximum. So if the 10, you can say even 6 to 8 seats. If Congress wins, BJP still has a presence. So one should not write off. And remember this Akshintalu thing that is going around the localities where people are going, RSS, BHP, Bajrangal, Karyakartas are going around and giving the Akshintalus to each house. It's actually creating a huge sentiment among women, especially women in Telangana. And I can speak on behalf of Telangana and also Kerala because I hail from there. Rama has a big time relation in Kerala. The Tripuraya temple, if you know, is dedicated to Lord Ram. Many of the states, cities or towns are named after Lord Ram. And that is where I think it's all getting it wrong, the Jatayu Park in Kollam. So I think the Congress has actually hit itself on the head, on the toe and everywhere because they wanted to please the Kerala unit. And that is a blunder because now you're seeing Gujarat, the Himachal Pradesh CM says, I will go even if not invited. The Congress is now a divided house.
Yeah, divided house. Yeah, that's right. I said that. They are in a conundrum. They don't have a narrative. They do not know what to do. They didn't know what to do with Lord Rama. Maybe Rama can, you know, come rescue them. Not that I'm on either side. I'm just trying to do my job. Professor Puranik, you know what Suresh said, but I will, namaskara, Professor. You know what I will say is that, you know, the point is that when the Rath Yatra happened, the South, I mean, L.K. Advani, the kind of Rath Yatra he had here from Somnath to Ayodhya and also the kind of groundswell he had, South did not feel it. There is a language barrier, there is a cultural barrier. Even when the Babri demolition happened, there was some impact, but there was not a major tectonic shift or anything like that. Therefore, I am asking you, this kind of, they say no to going to the Rama temple, much like the Bajrang Bali argument in Karnataka. Do you think it will have even a little bit of impact in the south or no, Professor?
I think, Sudha, Congress, I think has committed a big blunder or mistake, I would say. Strategically, it's a very unwise decision. And also, the way the explanation is given, that it is a BJP and RSS event and all that, I don't think the people of South India or even North India will buy that argument, because it's a very belated, at the same time, a kind of statement or position, stand they have taken, which is contradictory in itself. In Karnataka, as you said in the beginning, I was about to say that you did mention 30,000 temples. They are going to be, puja and the aarti and all that will be done. But the government is very busy with that also. So therefore, I would say that the Congress, in terms of saying it is a RSS and BJP event, has diluted the significance and the kind of the kind of expectations that Hindus have all over India. Because everywhere Ram temples are there. For thousands of years, Ram temples were there in small villages up to the taluka or district level and all that. So therefore, I think Ram is an all-pervasive
what is, Professor, let's not forget, your friend Siddaramaiah said, let not people forget that there is a Rama in my name. He owned it. He owned it at one time. I am only, they are confused. I am okay. You don't believe. It's Indian philosophy has place for everyone. And Constitution gives me that right. But a confused narrative could be a dangerous narrative, is what I am saying. Dr. Hanumantaiah is back with us. Dr. Hanumantaiah.
Yes, I am hearing you.
Yeah. So, Dr. Hanumantaiah, I want to ask you this, that is it that the Congress is now reconciled to the fact that North, they cannot do anything even for years to come. In the South, because you have won Telangana and Karnataka, let us sit tight. The guarantees have worked for us, so let us not go to the Rama temple.
It is not that we have to go to the Rama temple, or if we don't go, we are not Hindus. That narrative is built now. See, people who doesn't participate in the Rama temple inauguration, you don't call them that they are not Hindus. The real Hindu in South India, and I even claim in North India, who believes in the real bhakti, they need not participate in any of the temple inauguration or such functions. But you can be a real Rama Bhakta without participating the Rama temple inauguration. The narrative in the South India, I wanted to just inform you, the South Indian narrative is that Rama is a god which is believed by crores of Indians. But that doesn't mean that only people who participate in Ayodhya Rama temple are Hindus and others are not Hindus. That is what Siddaramaiah ji has said long back. In my name itself there is Siddarama. That means I am also a Hindu. Just
he is also BJP said I am an atheist. He is also, no, he said, sir, I know that bite, sir. I am a South Indian. He has said, I am an atheist. I don't believe in God. I only go to temples to please others. Recently also in that temple in Vijaypura, he stood outside. He didn't go into the Garbhagriha.
Also, that is different. But in every occasion which I have seen, he have visited almost all the temples. He claims that I am a Hindu and I keep visiting temples whenever I want. Right. And for others' pleasure or to politicize the religion, I don't want to participate.
But in politics, the messaging is very important. Unfortunately, Vijay Grover, you opened the debate by saying that this is going to be kind of political harakiri, even in the South. But, let's come back to this, that does it matter so much in the South as I'll tell you what, जिसने उत्तर प्रदेश जीता वो देश जीत गया. We've heard all this. The North matters more than the South. South, how many seats are there? Even if you look at the numbers, anyway, we have Telangana and Karnataka. We know where Pinarayi Vijayan, where will that election go? DMK, Damadol, because they have got married to Congress, but DMK's philosophy on Rama, we all know. That leaves Jagan Reddy is also very quiet. I do not know, maybe Suresh can correct me, but I was reading through, there is not a peep from that side also about Rama temple. So tell me something, Vijay Grover, will it matter or will it be forgotten in 2 or 3 days? Like Bajrang Bali came, what did it do for the BJP? Nothing.
See, as long as building the political narrative is concerned, the BJP will try and keep it alive for a long time, at least till the 2024 elections are there. And that is something which, is the biggest political masterstroke, as I said. But to a common man like me or to many others who have to, look at their day-to-day life, I don't think so. It is something which is very, very big event that, if I'm not going to Ayodhya, I'm not a proper Hindu, or, for that matter, even though I'm a Hindu, I've never visited a temple for the last 25 years. So it doesn't make a difference to many of us. But the fact remains, for the simple reason that, why are we even counting political benefits out of a religious activity? That is something, where questions have to be asked by people that, nobody can hijack the agenda of a religion for its own political gains.
But Vijay, you know that the BJP are masters at it. Whether it's the inauguration of the Naya Sansad, they are masters. If you don't come to the inauguration of the Naya Sansad, you're anti-national, you're out of this. I think they, and I'm not, I'm sorry, I'm stating a fact that they know how to get the people on their side. And Vijay, I have to take a break. Every time I'm speaking to Vijay Grover, I have to take a break. Seems to be some kind of a thing. But I'll be back in a jiffy, and please all of you stay. We have a very interesting discussion here.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
Since the last 2 years, Khalistani terror groups are threatening Indian diplomats in Canada, US, UK and Australia. Investigations of these threats led us to the first ever abduction and killing of an Indian diplomat, Ravindra Matre, in UK's Birmingham in 1984. Our months-long investigation finally led us to the murderer of Ravindra Matre, who has been hiding in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir for the last 40 years. Watch our exclusive documentary, Murder of an Indian Diplomat, where we reveal the man who killed Ravindra Matre.
Stop searching, start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Pakistani spy agency ISI's sinister plan to target India. Training women to honey trap top civil and military officials. Counter honey trapping ops initiated by India. But gullible victims still caught in the web. Top military intelligence experts break down the web of deception. Colonel Hani Bakshi explains the phenomena of honey trap.
जहाँ पे भी आपको लगेगा, उनको लगेगा कि there is a person who is susceptible to women, who's making a lot of women friends on the social media. That is where they will make a spoof account and then start luring the person.
Colonel Pavitran Rajan decodes the psyche of the victim and the predator.
But when you go up the chain, no one enforces it to people at the top. That disciplinary regime and the security regime is not enforced at the top. And they usually have a public profile where it is much more easier to approach that person.
A News9 special on how modern technology has added teeth to the ancient spying tactic.
Our story takes you inside Pakistan's honey trap machine.
This and more, streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
And we were on a break. This is what we are discussing. Will the South accept Congress keeping Ram Temple consecration? And I was speaking with Vijay Grover. Vijay Grover, you want to finish? Because I was saying how the BJP, they are just masters at, owning an event and kind of turning against you. So you want to finish what you were saying, Vijay Grover?
Well, certainly, as we were talking about, whether it's an event which will end on the 22nd and, the euphoria around it, which we are being seeing now. Will it die down after a couple of days? I don't think so. The BJP will let it happen, because the kind of things, the activities that have been planned, at least till the parliamentary elections, do not seem to be ending. What we gather is hundreds of trains have been booked or scheduled after 22nd January, at least till March, till the model code of conduct comes, that, people will be ferried to Ayodhya to, show them the achievements of this government and, the other activities around it. But clearly, this is something where the Congress has committed a blunder by openly saying that it will not attend.
So it will impact the South, is what you're saying, Vijay. You're saying
it will impact.
It will impact. Professor Puranik, I want to ask you first. Udayanidhi Stalin gets up and says Sanatana Dharma is like dengue, malaria, all that. And of course, that has an impact. Prime Minister Modi quotes him. Everyone else, that became a narrative, and now this. Please tell me something that, unlike what many experts are saying, that no, it's not going to impact at all. Don't you think that even those who voted, now it is quite possible that Telangana and Karnataka, because the minorities also en masse voted for the Congress party, and Congress did a good job. There is no denying the fact. But isn't it a fact that there could be a danger of the voters moving away from the Congress party despite the guarantees? Do you think despite the guarantees, can they move because the Congress said no to Rama Temple?
I think, people by and large, they always find that going to a temple, especially on an historic occasion like the consecration of Prana Pratishtha, etc., I think is a very rare event in one's lifetime, and Congress is missing that opportunity because of this strategic mistake. That's why I said it's a blunder. Congress should have taken advantage of this, and they should have told the people, we are not against Sanatana Dharma or anti-Hindu as such, which Siddaramaiah CM and many others in Karnataka have been repeatedly clarifying, including Deputy Chief Minister Mr. D.K. Shivakumar. So therefore, I think, whatever the kind of decision that High Command has taken, I don't think the majority of the state PCC presidents, especially in South India, as well as in UP and other places, India heartland, I don't think they will be happy with that. But, they are reluctantly, they are forced to say that we do not want to go. But in spite of it, there are many who have...
So will it impact the Congress electorally? Professor, will it impact in the South? You think it will have an impact?
Yes, it will have an impact on the minds of not people in such a manner, but in 2024 election, BJP, as you mentioned, they are the strategists. They know how to repeat it.
Yes.
And they will, by repeating this anti-Hindu slant, they will certainly make that Congress is against Ram Temple, Congress is against Hindu, Congress is against the restoration of the temple, which was lying, for 500 years. And because of Supreme Court. And second argument, the structural completion of the Ram temple is not over. That is not the point. Sanctum Sanctorium is important. Ram Lalla is important. So these are some of the things which people of South India, perhaps much more mature than the other people, they will be definitely discerning, and also they will look into this when the matter of choice comes before them before 2024.
All right, Suresh, I want to, quickly, I have to, Suresh, I have to come to you. Suresh, the thing is that, what Professor said, what Vijay said, you heard all of that. There is one more aspect to it, my friends in the newsroom said, what, for every temple we go to the south, whether it's Brihadishwara, whether it is Padmanabha, whether it is Kanchi, Varadarajan, all these temples we go to. But if you people think like this, you know, what is the point? I mean, somehow it doesn't gel with us. So it is from the point of tourism, considering tourism is also the flavor of the day or days. So I'm asking you that, you know, look at the impact, Suresh. I mean, it's having, do you think that it will have like an octopus, you know, many limbs and lots of impact on the south as well?
Well, I just want to remind you when you say that religion does not play a major role down south. Look at what happened in the last Lok Sabha elections in Kerala. Kerala never seen a one-side sweep in its history. Never. It's either 10 seats here, 10 seats there, or 11 and 9, 12 and 8, nothing beyond it. But the Shabarimala issue in the last election hit Congress very positively because the electorate saw a chance to dethrone the CPM because they felt that the CPM was a villain in the entire Sabarimala issue with their kind of politics, getting women into the sanctum sanctorum of the Sannidhanam. And they voted for Congress. They didn't vote for BJP because they knew that BJP will not be able to kind of defeat CPM. But they looked at the lesser of two evils and said, look, we can give it to the Congress and ensure that the CPM gets nothing. And finally, the CPM ended up getting just one seat. So I think when you say south, I think there are certain states like Telangana, for example, which are more north than south, okay, which need to be excluded from the entire thing. And said we don't follow one religion. I mean, it is not that we don't follow. We have more temples down south than in the north. In north, a lot of temples got destroyed in the Islamic invasion. Right down to, for us, even Hampi was a classic example of that. But one should remember that the Congress trying to kind of do a monkey balancing act, trying to please the Muslim community by saying we are not going there, will backfire on them because the BJP will remind the electors that Sonia Gandhi didn't come, Kharge didn't come, and Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury.
Dr. Hanumantaiah, I mean, I only have 1 minute left, my apologies. Dr. Hanumantaiah, the thing is that, you know, it is being seen now from all sides apparently that certain top leaders from the Congress party and those belonging to the south, perhaps Jairam as well, they were the ones who actually advised Sonia and Kharge not to go and, you know, hedge their bets in the, you know, Ayodhya thing because north anyway they said we have no standing. Therefore, the entire focus is on the south. So, 2024, Dr. Hanumantaiah, is your focus, Congress party's focus only going to be on South India?
No, I am pretty sure that South India will vote against Congress and BJP will get the benefit out of this. Will never happen. The reason being, South India always believes all kinds of gods. Rama is one among them. We believe the local gods, we believe the South Indian gods very much. The Rama temple is in every village. Everywhere we go to the temple, people are believing it. That doesn't mean that you have to participate in Ayodhya Rama, which is a BJP Rama. We never wanted to participate in such kind of, and that will not affect the people. See, you know, the Bajrangbali, what happened in Karnataka to Modi ji?
Yes.
Telangana, what happened to BJP? In Tamil Nadu, you cannot even question what they are thinking and what the Dravidian culture which Tamil Nadu is practicing is totally different from the whole country. That is why I sincerely feel that nothing will happen in South India, particularly when you are asking this question. I wanted. And the other question
I have
which you
completely
raised,
run out of time. Doctor,
one second.
apologies.
The other question which you raised, Congress will never take individual decisions or the advisors. It is a collective decision that we will not participate. A politically oriented Rama temple inauguration. That is the issue.
All right. And on that note, I have to thank everyone. Suresh, thanks very much. Dr. Hanumantaiah, thank you. Professor Puranik, thanks are due to you. And Vijay Grover, thanks to you. And the South Indian is not going away. The South Indian is coming back after a break because I'm going to talk about what else? The Rama temple. And the South Indian is back, and I'm going to speak about the Rama temple. You know what? Our mythology have enough and more anecdotes about animals being an integral part of our lives. It's very well known. This is a country which worships snakes, a peacock, a mouse, a bull, and of course the cow, but the most endearing of the lot is a squirrel. Remember the Ramayana and the part when Lord Rama is thinking of ways to go across the vast ocean to go into Lanka in order to rescue Sita, who is in the captivity of Ravana. Amongst many was this tiny little squirrel, which became a beacon of hope when it decided to help Rama achieve his mission. The squirrel from Ramayana. Legend has it that how the little squirrel began picking sand and also pebbles and added to the bridge, which finally took Ram to Lanka and united him with Sita. Now, and the thing is that a lot of people say that, listen, this is defying the science. I am not defying the science at all. But just as a mention here, that if you go to South India, you will see that the squirrels look slightly different, because their back, there are black color stripes on that. It is said it is because Rama patted their back as a gesture of thanks. With the grand Pran Pratishtha on the anvil on 22nd January in Ayodhya, this little squirrel from Ramayana will find a place on the railway station as a mark of an integral part of Rama and Sita's lives. A Bengaluru based sculptor, Kalyan S. Rathore, is the creator of this wonderful piece, as was reported by South First. The squirrel, which shall adorn the railway station in Ayodhya, is said to be 15 feet tall and weighs around 2.5 tons. I mean, very sturdy squirrel, and is made of cotton. What actually attracted the artist immensely about the squirrel is, of course, the endearing story of the creature. What is fascinating about this is also that the sculptor Rathore breaks the mold brilliantly, and has not limited himself just to carving out gods and goddesses and deities, but he focuses on a tiny squirrel, which is such an important part of the Ramayana. So, that is what we are talking about. The squirrel, the tiny little squirrel, you shall see it in Ayodhya railway station, and the creator of this tiny squirrel is from Bengaluru, from my south. And talking about south, amid the preparations for the upcoming Pran Pratishtha ceremony of the newly built Ram temple in Ayodhya, my colleague Abhijit Thakur has reported from the ground and is filing a whole lot of reports. He also spoke to some of the devotees from Tamil Nadu who are on their way to Ayodhya for the consecration ceremony. Before you watch it, I got to tell you that you watch this report, and the South Indian by the time will go away, but not before telling you that there is yet another thing which is coming up after this devotees from Tamil Nadu report, and that is the bond between India and Bangladesh, which is fabulous. I know there was the 1971 war. It was built on war, this little relationship between Bangladesh and India, but now also Bollywood. Look at those movies, Sam Bahadur, you should not miss it, and also Mujib, the movie by Shyam Benegal and Pippa. Documentary on what exactly is the connection. All that and more. For now, look at those lovely devotees from Tamil Nadu, and this South Indian says, Vanakkam.
राम की अयोध्या में भक्ति के अलग अलग रंग हर रोज आपको देखने को मिलते हैं, और आज अयोध्या में तमिलनाडु से भक्तों का एक समूह पहुंचा है जो अपने ही अंदाज में राम मंदिर के उत्सव को मना रहा है। हम आपको तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं कि ये तमिलनाडु से पूरा का पूरा समूह पहुंचा है, और इसके पीछे की तस्वीरें दिखाएं कैसे ढोल नगारों के साथ नाचते और झूमते हुए इसमें साधु संत महिलाएं बच्चे युवा सभी शामिल हैं, तमिलनाडु से यहाँ पहुंचे हैं और किस तरीके से वो राम मंदिर के उत्सव को मना रहे हैं। तमिलनाडु से चलकर अयोध्या पहुंचे हैं। तमिलनाडु वही धरती जहां के मंत्री और मुख्यमंत्री भी सनातन धर्म और उसकी परंपरा पर कई बयान देते रहते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर कम से कम 150 लोग तमिलनाडु से एक समूह में पहुंचे हैं और वो किस तरीके से राम मंदिर के उत्सव को मना रहे हैं। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि थाली में किस तरीके से हनुमान जी की मूर्ति आपको यहाँ दिखाई देगी। आगे आप तस्वीर में देखिए तो आपको देवी देवताओं की मूर्ति यहाँ दिखाई देगी। माथे पर इन्होंने पूरी शिव जी की मूर्ति जो है वो रखी हुई है। आगे ये तस्वीर देखिए आप, हाथों में शिवलिंग की थाल लिए तमिलनाडु से आए हैं। उसके अलावा ये तस्वीर दिखाइए, डोली पर बिठाए हुए ये देवी देवताओं के मूर्ति को यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं कि ये तस्वीर आप देखिए। तो इस तरीके से तमिलनाडु से यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं और ये एक जुलूस कह सकते हैं कि निकाल रहे हैं। और आगे किस तरीके से ढोल नगारों के साथ ये जुलूस बढ़ रहा है, ये तस्वीरें आप देखिए यहाँ पर किस तरीके से नाचते झूमते ये दक्षिण भारत से यहाँ पर जुलूस निकालते हुए आपको दिखेंगे। और यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कि ढोल मंजीरों के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और इसमें महिलाएं भी शामिल हैं। तमाम साधु संत और तमिलनाडु के ये लोग हैं जो कि इसमें शामिल हैं। तो ये एक खूबसूरत तस्वीर जो है पूरे भारत को जोड़ता हुआ राम मंदिर हम कह सकते हैं कि एक तरह से आपको यहाँ पर दिखाई देगा। राजस्थान कहें या फिर दक्षिण भारत में तमिलनाडु कहें, हर जगह से राम भक्त यहाँ पर पहुँच रहे हैं और अपने अपने अंदाज में अपनी भक्ति को व्यक्त कर रहे हैं, अपनी श्रद्धा को यहाँ पर व्यक्त कर रहे हैं।
The circumstances that prevailing today in the subcontinent are very volatile, they're very explosive, they're very dangerous.
Pakistani, they sent Pakistani armies led by Punjabi generals, whether it was General Tikka Khan or General A.K. Khan Niazi, to oppress Bengalis in Bengal.
I don't think we can shut our eyes to the situation in a neighboring state.
Situation काफी improve हुई है.
There was this whole exploitation of East Pakistan, people of East Pakistan, or rather Bengalis of East Pakistan, by West Pakistan. There was an economic exploitation, there was a racial discrimination, there was a cultural subjugation. So it continued for 24 years before things came to a head in 1971.
तमाम हिंदुस्तानियों को तो इस बात का अंदाज़ा तक नहीं था कि बांग्लादेश के इतिहास के कुछ अहम पन्ने हिंदुस्तान की स्याही से लेके जाएंगे.
Unique story about a unique time, and I think we came of age as a country. We became a country that stood for something.
Cinema imitates life, from real to the real. A story that binds India and Bangladesh from 1971 to now, and for generations to come.
पिप्पा किस दिन काम आएगा अगर हमें ब्रिज के ऊपर से जाना पड़े?
हम रहे या ना रहे, हमारी इस वर्दी का गौरव हमेशा रहेगा.
That is the story of Bangladesh's Victory Day and how Bollywood in 2023, through Pippa, Sam Bahadur and Mujib, the making of a nation, is rediscovering our shared legacy.